What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to talk about a couple things today that many of you are aware of and possibly bounce a couple ideas off of everyone and just kind of see what the consensus would be. So first I want to start off by talking about the Luna's Howl and the Not Forgotten Nerf that's incoming. Briefly, of course. I want to talk about the fact that comp is dying off, and I want to finish by talking about Destiny 3 possible Pinnacle rewards and a solution on how to fix those things. So as we know, Bungie has decided to nerf the Luna's Howl and the Not Forgotten, essentially bringing the TTK down and bringing down the rate of fire of the weapon itself. So it's going from a 180 archetype to a 150 archetype, and Magnificent Howl is no longer going to be able to be procced on a headshot. Now, courtesy of a video from Fallout Plays, we now know that the optimal time to kill for the Luna's Howl and the Not Forgotten is going to be 0.8 seconds from the previous 0.67 seconds, and that the possibility of a 2-tap is no longer able to be done. Why no 2-tap? Because the Mag Howl perk no longer works on headshots, it's only going to work on body shots. So, with that being said, a lot of questions have been raised. Why do they do this? Is this the right move, etc.? And I believe that they're just trying to mix it up, and they're trying to give other people with the non-Pinnacle guns a chance to compete. So that's the Luna's Howl nerf. The second portion, comp is dying off, why, ties into that. So as of right now, the competitive playlist is a funnel for individuals who want to get the Luna's Howl Not Forgotten. And once they get those guns, they leave and they go back into quick play. There's no reoccurring reason on why you would want to stay in the competitive playlist other than you just enjoy it. And for the vast majority of the players in Destiny, both console and PC, that's just not the case. There are those people out there, there are those cami cakes, and I mean, I like competitive myself, but I totally understand it's not everybody's cup of tea. So because of that reason, it's a very random encounter that you find somebody who's entirely about comp and nothing else. So people go in, they get their gun, they leave, they never come back. And this is what I want to kind of get into with the Destiny 3 Pinnacle rewards and the possibilities of things in the future. Bungie's going through a lot of changes right now. They are changing personnel, they just left Activision, a lot of things are in the mix here, and they're trying to make sure that the next game keeps as many players playing it as possible, because that turns into revenue. Revenue means that they can go and make more things, which turns into more revenue, and so on it goes. So whereas the hardcore player who's grinded for their gun or whatever sees this as Bungie is a bunch of fools, they're seeing this as a business model of how can we get more people to play this game. A lot of people quit the game because they can't play Crucible, which is a large portion of the game, because everybody's using a gun that's stronger than what they have, because they're not able to get it because they don't have the time. They're casual players, or they work a long job, they come home, they just want to play, and then they're just getting crushed by Wardcliff coils and Not Forgottens. I get it. So how does Bungie fix it? They nerf the gun. But as an alternative in D3, here's something that I think might keep more players in the game and might help alleviate some of these issues. So one of the first things that was said was, well, just take away Pinnacle weapons altogether. I think that would be a mistake because, like I said earlier, competitive playlist is already as scarce as it is. So why don't we do two things? Why don't we have a gun like Not Forgotten or Luna's Howl in Destiny 3, some gun that is just a trophy to get, right? Worth the grind. But have it be available much in the sense that the Redrick's broadsword or claymore were, where you can work on it in quick play, but you also had the opportunity to work on the kills and stuff in comp. What does this do? Now, before you guys crucify me in the comments, just hear me out. It allows both the hardcore player and the casual player to get the same gun to level the playing field, which gives the better player the edge regardless because they're the better player. That eliminates a lot of the, I guess, saltiness people have towards one another because that person has the time to grind that gun and I don't, therefore they're always going to have an edge on me. But you would make the person who goes into comp get the gun faster because it's harder, obviously. So that's my first thought amongst many. Maybe make the gun an exotic, maybe, you know, take it out of quick play, but then you run into other issues. Now you have to take a bunch of guns out of quick play. I mean, there's a million things going on here first. So that would be my first thought going into D3 as far as a Pinnacle reward. The second thing, and this is what I think would bring players back to the Crucible, and it would also give people a reason to keep coming into comp, okay? When they released the Gambit Prime event or game mode, whatever you want to call it, they brought with it a pretty awesome set of armor. Now, whether you like the armor or not, that's, you know, an individual choice, but that was the reward. The armor was the perk. That was what everybody grinded for. Give me this armor and it does this thing. What I would suggest is that going into competitive into Destiny 3, not only is there a Pinnacle weapon, but there's also Pinnacle armor sets. Armor sets that look way better than any of the armor sets in anything else. Now, they don't have to glow or anything like that like Gambit Prime because that would obviously make you an easy target to get shot in the face. But you would be able to easily look at that character and know they spend a lot of time in competitive. Now, other than just visually being awesome looking, which is subjective, what would this do? There's 5,500 points in the competitive playlist. You have 5 pieces of armor. At every 1,100 points, allow the individual to get a piece of armor working from the ground up. So let's say you're a Titan. First piece of armor, 1,100 points, you get a mark. Second piece, 2,200 points, get a pair of boots. Then chest, then arms, then finish with helmet. Why work from the ground up, and what does this matter? Who cares? It's just armor. The perk to this armor would be that in each one of the 3 slots, let's say on a pair of arms, you could choose between your resiliences and then different types of loaders and then different types of scavenger perks for ammunition. You can choose one out of each one of those slots of what you wanted it to be. So let's say you wanted to ensure that there was a mobility mod, an enhanced hand cannon loader, and a shotgun scavenger perk, right? You got to pick those 3 out of the list of things you could pick, and then the game would automatically randomize the rest of the perks on that piece of armor to be something other than what you picked. So if you picked shotgun scav, then it would randomize, let's say, light machine gun scav or sniper scav, whatever. Why work from the ground up? You work from the ground up because as we get closer towards the head, the perks become more, I guess, usable in everyday play. So like enhanced hand cannon loaders, precision weapon targetings, unflinching aims, things like that become more viable. Now, the first question is, okay, well, I can get this armor anywhere else. I can go grind the Dreaming City. I can get enhanced perks. It's just one more incentive to come back. So now you have the armor on your Titan, right? You're decked out. You look awesome. But you have 2 other characters. So you want to go back on your Hunter and back on your Warlock, making the competitive playlist more viable. You think ahead of time, what build am I going to run? What am I going to use this armor for? Things like that. So I think that not only there should be a gun that everybody can get, there should also be armor that you have some say of what that armor is that looks amazing. I'm talking like D1 standout, like Vault of Glass looking awesome armor. Again, don't make it anything where you're like glowing and an easy target gets shot in the face. But it would look good, right? That would be the art team's job. I'm curious to see what you guys think. As far as having a gun that everybody gets, I am very much on the side of you get the gun that you put the time in for, you worked your butt off, and here's your reward. That person didn't, they don't get the reward. I get it. But you have to think of Bungie from a business standpoint and keeping players in your game so that way when you log on, there's more people to play against at varying skill levels that in turn makes you a better player because you're playing against more people. So that's kind of where this mentality came from. I think that the Luna's Howl Not Forgotten Nerf was needed, not necessarily liked by the community because we all worked to get those guns, and I understand. I think that rejuvenating the competitive playlist by maybe putting some armor in there and maybe some other rewards would be a good choice. And I'm curious to know what you guys think. So let me know in the comments down below. If you think I'm insane, if you think I'm incorrect or whatever, feel free, tell me. I just asked you guys do it politely, and don't kill each other down there. But let me know. Let me have it. What do you guys think? Ideas, thoughts, anything? Leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you like things like this. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.